Here are 5 Etsy quick updates that may directly be affecting your Etsy listings. Because quite frankly, they're affecting mine. So let's get into it. Welcome back, guys. As you know, Etsy is constantly changing their platform. Sometimes they're changing it in real time during our workday. 1 second there will be a feature and then the next second it will be completely gone. Trust me, you're not the only one seeing this happen in your Etsy shops, and it can be quite frustrating. But with that being said, here are 5 updates that Etsy has currently made that seem like they're sticking around here for a while. First Etsy update that is actually directly affecting me is that you will see in the Etsy search pages right now, they have changed the shape of the main thumbnail image. It used to be a rectangle and now it's actually a square. So if you used to have an image like this, where you had a little graphic or a badge in your image, sometimes people do this to help their images stand out with advertising that they offer free shipping or same-day shipping or whatever key attribute your product has. Now, if you have that not centered in the screen and it was towards right or the left, you actually cannot see it anymore. So you're gonna wanna go in and restructure that main image so that you can see that badge and it doesn't just look like it's cut off in that main image. This is super important because, again, that main image is everything. The next update here is if you go to an Etsy search page right now and you look at the titles, they have actually removed showing the entire title in the Etsy search pages. And I'm assuming they're doing this to provide a cleaner customer experience so you're not overwhelming people with words that exist in your title, since titles for Etsy sellers are mainly used for keywords optimization. Now, when you click on the listing itself, you will see that the whole title is still there. But what it seems to look like they are doing is just taking that first long tail keyword and trying to promote that first. This is why it's especially important when you're doing your keyword research to prioritize your very, very best case scenario words in that first long tail keyword position. So when I look up a keyword here and I use my Sales Samurai Chrome extension, I want to discover what really is my best case scenario keyword. What's my very favorite keyword that is, one, a keyword product fit and also has competitive search volume and possibly low competition. Now, not in all keyword opportunities do you get this being high search and low competition, but in the chance that your product does have that, you may want to prioritize that keyword opportunity. So we're looking for keyword product fit. Is the word directly describing my product? When someone goes to the Etsy search bar, is that what they're visualizing in their mind? 2, does it have a good amount of search volume compared to the other words available to you? So just off the bat, if you have 10 long tail keywords available to you, are you picking the one that is a keyword product fit and high search volume? And 3, the last thing that we want to consider here is, can you find a best case scenario keyword with high search and low competition? Now, obviously, we're not always gonna find low comp keywords. For instance here, if I come into the search volume and I look at dog collar and dog's collar, I might prioritize using, and say it was like a pink floral dog collar, I might go ahead and actually put in those first 4 slots there, pink floral dog's collar as those first 4 positions, considering that the words available to me that are at the top for search volume is dog collar and dog's collar. They're about the same amount of search volume, but this has less than half the amount of competition. So these are how I'm picking and choosing my battles when it comes to doing keyword research. And this is a Sales Samurai Chrome extension, but they obviously have their web app as well that also provide a lot more metrics inside their tool. The third update I have for you, recently in the Etsy Up event, there was a panel of top Etsy employees basically explaining a lot of the ins and outs of how they do their SEO. I can actually link below this video in my description. And basically what they debugged is how Etsy uses the product descriptions in terms of ranking you, in correlating you to where you belong on the Etsy search pages or your SEO. And so before this video, it was really unclear on how they valued the description for your Etsy listings. And I quote, "Pull out descriptive words like style, sizes, and materials. We don't use it particularly for candidate matching, but we do use it to understand if a buyer has a particular affinity towards a particular style. So it doesn't mean that if you put the word pink dog collar in your description that it's pulling out those keywords to rank you. But what it is doing is, like he's saying here, is that if they're pulling out descriptive words that could correlate to a particular style, they are using that as reference for where you should show up. So an example of this is basically if you had recently were an Etsy buyer and you purchased a retro sweater. It was a retro themed sweater and you bought it off of Etsy, you know, and you go back from the same computer with the same IP address and you typed in bachelorette digital download invite. What Etsy is going to do is basically, because of your past history with like retro themed or retro styled things, in your first 48 positions, Etsy is probably going to prioritize bachelorette digital download invites that have some sort of retro attribute to them. So you might be seeing invites that have a retro themed font or retro colors or fit more towards that particular style that you have previously purchased from in the past. One thing that even I used to do is we would keyword stuff our my descriptions. I would even copy and paste my titles and throw them at the bottom of my description. So we don't really need to do that, but we do want to pay attention to really actually describing your product that you're selling and put emphasis on descriptive keywords that really describe, you know, the vibe and the feeling and the look, or, you know, the material of the product that could, you know, attract a particular customer avatar that is looking for things that fit your particular vibe. To further put emphasis on kind of what I'm talking about here, an analogy that I would like to give you is like when you walk into a store like Express for women versus Free People. Yes, they're both selling clothes, and yes, they're both selling clothes to women for the most part, but when you walk into Express for Women and you walk into a store like Free People, right, the vibes are completely different, even though they're technically selling the same thing, which is clothes. So a shop that has a boho themed like Free People is going to use descriptive words that possibly Express for Women doesn't have. When you think of Express, you think of very chic, you think of very business oriented, all of these different types of keywords, right, that Free People technically wouldn't use. Basically, that's where in our description we're going to allow that brand vibe to shine through. Number 4 update is something called share and save. So now what they're doing is they're actually giving you 4% back on the total sale price if somebody buys through your, basically I would call it a affiliate link. It's basically a unique link that it is a shared link that you are sharing with, you know, people maybe on your Instagram, or maybe you're running ads or something like that. And if someone buys through your links that come from your listings, then you actually get 4% of that sale price back. You will actually see this now when you come into your listings. If you click on this little tool button here and you click share and save, you will have your own unique link here. And if you share that back, you will get 4% back. One thing I would just like to mention here, they're giving you 4% back. So they're technically not giving you back the entire seller fee. And I don't 100% agree with this. If they were reimbursing you 6.5% back, that would be the entire seller fee. The reason you pay 6.5% as an Etsy seller is because Etsy is technically solving a traffic problem for you. That's why you raise your hand to say, I want to sell on a third-party platform like Etsy. If I am driving traffic myself from external traffic sources like Google and Instagram and influencers and TikTok, it's not likely that I am going to send my traffic to Etsy. I am then actually sending my traffic to a Shopify store. But for people that aren't there yet, they don't have Shopify sites set up yet, or they're not even interested in doing Shopify sites, this is still a really good option for you because you can take those referral links and put those in your Instagram bios. So at least you're getting some money back and not paying the full 6.5% for bringing your own traffic. I also have a way more in-depth video of why I personally sell on Etsy and Shopify if you want to check that out in my channel as well. And finally, the 5th update that Etsy has here is let buyers make offers on your listings. And basically what they're claiming the benefits is for you is that if you have old inventory, this could allow you to actually clear out old inventory by allowing people to make offers. It could encourage shoppers to buy in bulk, make sales that you have missed, or test out your pricing. And while I agree that this could offer some of this potential, it's not likely that this is actually beneficial for Etsy sellers that are hand making artisan goods, because you put a lot of energy and love into making those items, especially in niches like pottery or fine art. It's not likely that this is a great strategy for those guys, but in niches like the vintage good items and stuff like that, or where you do have a lot of excess inventory because you make for inventory instead of making to order, which for me, we actually make for inventory. This could be beneficial for us to get rid of old inventory. But like I said, for people that are really making made to order goods, this might be a lot more difficult for you. Basically, where you can actually go and set this up, this is going to be found in your marketing tab. And if you go to sales and discounts, it says help move your inventory by making an offer. Basically, you can set that up in here. All right, guys, those are all the most recent Etsy updates that I particularly think are super important for you to know about. If you don't know me, my name is Hannah Gardner. And if you're new to the channel, I have been selling on Etsy for over 5 years now. And I've been documenting that journey here on YouTube along the way. So if you think you got any value out of this video, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and comment down below if you have any questions at all. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.